goes in from Dončić in the second quarter. Watch this. Oh, give it up, get it back.
Right back. I mean, that's what you need when you guard him. You need defensive discipline. If you're going to close out, stay down on the closeout. Don't leave your feet.
He can only laugh. He had 31 on the night. You know who else had a big night, Monica? We talked about him the other day. Austin Reeves.
Yeah, and this young man has really come on strong for the Lakers. Not really as of late. I'll just say this season. And you got to give him a lot of credit because his role has changed as this roster has changed. But scoring, check that. He can do that.
It's a shooter's role there. Lakers pulling away. They have a 28-point lead in the fourth quarter. That's Reeves again.
Not pretty. Not pretty, Greeny.
22, so the Lakers win it 120 to 108. So Dončić got off to something of a slow start with the Lakers. He had the calf, everything else. Last 10 games, he's been great. He's the second player in Laker history to average 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in a 10-game span. The other is LeBron James, who, when he's healthy, is also on this team. The Lakers are a game behind the 2 seed in the West.
Looks like he lost 15 pounds, too.
Well, I mean, that's that's the thing. He's playing his way there, and LeBron, as long as they keep winning these games and holding off, like everyone is in this mad dash, you don't want to be in the play-in. Then you want to make sure you get home court in the first round. The Lakers are kind of holding their own while LeBron is out and injured, and it is Luka who is carrying them.
I mean, look, he's exceptional. When LeBron James comes back, I think they have a legitimate chance, I think, to win an NBA championship. I think that's why you brought Luka on board. As of right now, though, they still won last night, and it's a game they won. But it's a game without Jamal Murray, and it's a game without the Joker, right? So, like, I just want to put that in perspective. I still think Denver is a team that will be there when it's all said and done. And I trust and believe, Monica, that they have not showed the scheme on how they want to play the Joker, nor has Denver actually showed the way they're going to actually utilize the Joker in either half-court or full-court offense. So I think Denver's going to be one of those teams that'll be right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not much to evaluate from this one in Denver because of those absences. But what I will say of the Lakers is that supporting cast. Like, that was the thing. We all sat here and were like, what's it going to look like defensively? Once Luka got going, LeBron was on the floor, they had that little stretch run where we were all like, wow, what's happening? That group, the way that they defend and the way that they run the floor, because LeBron James has made Lakers basketball so easy alongside Luka Dončić, I personally think they should rest him as long as they can, and then when it's time to go, he's got that push for the playoffs.
I mean, so long as they keep treading water. That was the big fear, was especially with this condensed of every player in the NBA.
I agree with you. I will say this, though. You know, who you're surrounded with on a day-to-day basis can make an impact in how you play and also how you...
Absolutely.
They should have surrounded him with those people where he was.
Right?
To give up on, to trade this guy when he was 25 years old is going to wind up being one of the worst trades in the history of the league.
I agree with you. But, you know, you think about the matchup, you don't think so?
Why are you making that face?
It's contingent on how things pan out in Dallas. I still think if that team can get healthy, they got a real shot. Now, healthy might be a bigger and bigger and loftier goal, because golly, we know how terrible it has been on that side. If the Lakers go on to win chips and nothing happens in Dallas, 100%. But I still think there's a world where in 6 years or so, we're sitting back being like, remember that time? And it worked out for both.
But I guess the ceiling is a world championship, but how long is that window open with the way those bodies are constructed?
No,
and that's a legit gamble that Nico and company took for Dallas, right, with a guy like AD. I think AD is an exceptional talent, but his body has showed you that it's not durable.
I don't think Luka has reached his potential yet. That's the terrifying part of all this. I understand he's been a pro since he was 12, but I think, to your point, Luka, with LeBron there and with the spotlight that he's going to be in and everything else, I think Luka's going to get better. I think Luka for a decade is going to be one of the 5 best players in the world.
I think the ceiling is exponentially higher that he hits his potential with LeBron James.
Conversation began as we watched the Lakers play. By the way, if the season ended today, and it does not, it would be the Lakers and the Warriors in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. We had a long way to go before we get there, but that right at this minute, that's where they sit. The Lakers sit at 3 and the Warriors sit at 6. We know it isn't. It's going to move around 100 different times in this last month of the season. But right at this minute, I mean, Jay Will said he thinks the ceiling for this team is the whole thing. Can this team go the whole route when LeBron comes back and he's healthy and Luka's got his thing going?
I still got the Thunder coming out of the West.
Right.
I don't think that there's a better team than the Thunder in the Western Conference. But if you told me LeBron James was able to rest the rest of this season and the seeding played out just right and they went on some sort of heater, would I be shocked? No. But I do think people keep saying experience as if the Thunder did not lose a 1-point game in Game 6 last year to the Mavs. They were right there. So the Thunder's experience, I think, should be respected.
No, I think everybody that has all this talk about OKC, like, oh, you can lose me with all that talk. Like, defensively, Monica, like, they are legit. They have so many. The Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah, OKC has so many pieces. They could win a championship, and I actually think they're a better matchup for Boston than the Lakers would be.
The Thunder right now are the favorites to win the championship. They're the best team in the league. We'll have more NBA as we go, but right now I called for your sheets of integrity. Here we go. We got action. We had last night. We had the 2 games Tuesday. We had a thriller last night, Jay Will. Xavier and Texas, and this was the comeback. Texas was up as many as 13, but Xavier starts fighting back midway through the second half. That's Marcus Foster.
Marcus Foster with a big-time shot from the outside, and now Fremantle with a great kick again to a knockdown 3. They just start cutting into this lead over and over.
Again. Keep them coming. You have until noon Eastern today for the men's brackets, until 11:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow for the women's. Everyone's looking for first-round upsets, Jay Will. That means anything from a 10 seed or higher. 8-9 doesn't count. Give me one. Start. Carolina won the other night.
Y'all, they can keep going. I actually think they can get to a Sweet 16, Elite 8. Look. Do they belong in the tournament? No, I know you guys went through this yesterday.
Yeah.
They're in the tournament. They made so many threes the other day, and R.J. Davis gets hot. Ole Miss is a team that likes to play in the half court, but the way North Carolina is shooting right now, they're a team that not only could beat Ole Miss, I would pick them to beat Iowa State in the next round as well.
Iowa State has an injury concern as well that could be a factor there. Give me another one.
Well, we're going on this one right here. It's St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt. And when you think about St. Mary's, they play a very slow down style. They get a ton of offensive rebounds in the half court. Guys, Vanderbilt has beaten some of the top teams in the SEC. The SEC is the top conference in the nation. So when they beat some of the top teams, Vanderbilt could beat anybody on any given night. Vanderbilt is a team to keep your eye on today.
Okay, and then give me one more. How about Calipari's team?
Look, Kansas is a team, guys, that they struggled this year in the Big 12. God forbid they struggle and they end up being 5th or 6th in the Big 12. That's a down year for Bill Self. But a lot of people question their toughness, their inability to get points off turnovers. And this Arkansas team, they're getting Boogie Flam back. He is a guy that can score from all over. DJ Wagner, a guy that can score from all over. They have the pieces. John Calipari's team, once again, in the SEC, not a great year, but still treading water in the best conference. I think the Hogs are going to get one today.
Okay, Jay will stay close by. We'll have much more on your brackets. We'll have much more on the NBA as we continue.